Negative comments? I'm gonna address them. A few days ago, I got my first negative comments in starting this channel. My first instinct was to delete it. So I did. Part of it was that I didn't like the way it was worded. And I don't want this channel filled with negativity. Looking back though, I probably should have left it up. It could have started a dialogue. Because while I didn't like the comment, I didn't completely disagree with it. The comment was basically asking, at what point do people stop blaming their environment, their circumstances, or their past and start taking responsibility for their lives? And honestly, that's a fair question. If you've watched my videos, you've probably heard me talk a lot about habits and systems and environments. But at some point, accountability matters too. So where's the line? When do you give yourself grace and when do you need to take ownership? That's what I want to talk about today. I've noticed when it comes to responsibility, people tend to fall into one of two extremes. Some people blame themselves for everything. If they're struggling financially, it's their fault. If they're unhappy, it's their fault. If they fail, it's their fault. Then there are people on the other side of the spectrum. Their circumstances are the problem. Their upbringing is the problem. Everyone around them is the problem. And usually, both sides think the other is wrong. Let's take money as an example. Imagine person A saves every dollar they can. They rarely eat out with friends, skip the trips, pass on the concerts, and always choose the responsible option. They reach retirement with a healthy savings account and the ability to cover most emergencies. But one day they look back and realize they spent so much time preparing for life that they forgot to live it. Now imagine person B. They travel, they go to music festivals, they have brunch with friends every weekend, they collect memories and experiences they'll never forget. But when an emergency hits, they don't have the money to cover it. They put it on a credit card and hope they'll figure it out later. So who's right? The person that planned for the future or the person who enjoyed the present? The truth is, both people got something right and both people got something wrong. I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. Just like with money, focusing too much on one side can create problems. If all you do is save, you might miss out on experiences that make life meaningful. If all you do is spend, you might create financial stress that follows you around for years. Both sides have something to teach us. The same thing applies to personal responsibility. I talk a lot about building systems that make success easier. Keep healthy foods visible so you're more than likely to eat them. Create a clutter-free workspace so it's easier to focus. Set an alarm to put your phone away at night so you're not scrolling for hours. I've also talked about giving yourself grace when you mess up. Giving yourself grace does not mean avoiding responsibility. And taking responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up every time something goes wrong. Many factors have contributed to the life you're living today. Your upbringing, your habits, your environment, all the people around you, and the choices you've made along the way have all played a role. Ignoring those factors doesn't help, but neither does using them as an excuse. Two things can be true at once. Your environment may be making it harder for you to reach your goals. Your phone may be distracting you, but you're the one choosing to keep it within reach. Your desk may be cluttered, but you're the one that can clear it off. The goal isn't to blame yourself for everything. The goal is to understand what's working against you so you can take ownership of what happens next. So, was the commenter right? I think they were right about one thing. At some point, we do have to take responsibility for our lives. We can't blame our circumstances forever, we can't blame our past forever, and we can't blame our environment forever. But I also think it's important to understand why we do the things we do. Because understanding the problem isn't making excuses for it. It's the first step towards changing it. The goal isn't to blame yourself for every mistake. And it's not to avoid responsibility when things go wrong. The goal is to find balance between accountability and grace. To recognize what's working against you, to take ownership of what you can control, and to keep moving forward even when you don't get it right every time. Because two things can be true at once. You can be responsible for your future and still be kind to yourself along the way. Where do you think the line is between accountability and grace? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped, subscribe. Every week, I share simple systems and practical ideas to help you build a life that works for you. I'll see you in the next one.